Yo, what is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 11 of Tracksuit to the Top, here with Lewis FC in the Vanarama Conference South. Hopefully you guys are good. Today I have you guys alive, come against second place Sutton United, but first and foremost we've got to do a quick review of all the games that we've played since the previous episode, of which there have been 7, 5 league games, 2 in the FA Cup early qualifiers, so let's get into those. So last episode, if you missed it, we did beat Maidenhead 5-1, and from there we have continued to go absolutely ham in the league. We have won our last 5 in a row, conceding 5 goals in those 5 games. We immediately followed up the Maidenhead result by beating Maidstone 2-1. Great game this one, Matthew Lewis grabbing the late decisive goal, and I'll tell you now, he's been absolutely incredible for us. The 16-year-old striker's got 10 appearances, 11 goals, 9 assists, a 7.82 average rating. He's been incredible. Unfortunately, he did get injured for our FA Cup games, but you may notice between this Farnborough game and this Sutton United game, there's been a good kind of 2 or 3 week period, in which time he has now recovered from his injury. However, he's not going to be able to start today's game, but he's been incredible. Anyway, the game following the Maidstone one was a 5-0 win against Staines, and Matthew Lewis here getting a hat-trick. His first professional hat-trick. I believe last episode during the live com I mentioned how good it would be to see him get a hat-trick. He got one here, he was loving it. Billy Roast, the centre-back, also contributing here. This guy's been incredible for us. He's on loan from Colchester. He's got 7 goals in 10 games as a centre-back. Now, it is worth noting that Matthew Lewis has been whipping in the balls, and he's actually been our corner taker for us, which, don't get me wrong, he's not got incredible corner taking, but it's been pretty decent. And Billy Roast has just been on the end of absolutely everything, and that followed into the Weston-super-Mare game, where he got a hat-trick from centre-back. Incredible. I think there was 1 free kick and 2 corners contributed here. Matthew Lewis also grabbing 2 goals. Stephen Page scoring a cross as well. I believe that's the first goal he's scored for the club since he joined last year, so that was great. We then followed things up by beating Chelmsford in a thrilling affair. We were 1-0 up going into the last 10 minutes. Joe Ward pulled Chelmsford within, he pulled them to 1-1, and it was looking like we were going to have to settle for 1 point before Joe Robinson appeared on the right-hand side. He grabbed a goal. The 16-year-old assisted by the one and only Lewis. And as you can see here, he's had a decent season so far, 7.4 average rating, 2 goals and 2 assists. Not quite as good as last season, but that was always going to be a tough ask for a player who's 16 and who was stepping up into a new division, but he's still done well. And then we finished off this run of results by grabbing a 2-0 win against Farnborough. Darian Nevin being the main man this game, and he's been great this year so far. Nevin, he was a player who I mentioned before, he needed to step up, and he certainly stepped up, and he was a player who I wasn't really sure how he was going to do in this league, having been promoted with us, but I wanted to give him a chance, and as you can see, he's repaying that favour. 4 goals in 9 games with 5 assists, a 7.49 average rating. He's been a very, very good player for us. So anyway, today we have a game against Sutton United. We did also play in the FA Cup qualifiers. I'm not going to talk about them too much because they were against Slough, who are in the Southern Premier, and VDC, or VCD even, who were in the same league as us last year but actually got relegated. We have got our next FA Cup game against Boreham Wood. Still not sure if I'm going to live com that. I probably won't, just because there's only going to have been 1 game in between. But who knows, maybe we could go on a run on the FA Cup like we did last year. But for now, we need to focus on the present. So in terms of how we're going to line up for today's game, I'm actually going to give Craig Mullen, the goalkeeper, a start. He impressed me in the game against Slough in the FA Cup, so we're going to stick him in the side. Standard back 4 of Muggeridge, Roast, Tallock and Page. Mason Bush is going to play in centre mid. We're actually going to go back to our standard 4-4-2 here, but we're going to have Bacon and Bush, I think, play. In fact, I think I'm going to take Bush off. I think. The one issue I have got is Lapsey got injured, so he's out for 11 days to 2 weeks. So we've kind of lost that rock in the midfield that we've had for quite a long period of time so far this season in terms of just having a really good centre mid who we can rely on. The other issue we have is that Branford, who I'd normally bring in to play this ball-winning midfielder role in this kind of case, is actually got really bad condition. He's absolutely knackered, so we're going to give him a rest. But you can see, looking at the team, fairly strong team. A few players a little bit tired, but that's kind of to be expected given the amount of football they've played. I am going to risk Matthew Lewis starting, our young player. He's been in fine goal scoring form, 85% condition. Hopefully he doesn't get too affected by that, as we are going to be playing Sutton United, who are one of the top teams in this division. You can see, looking at the league table, we're actually 4 points ahead of them and superior goal difference. We're still unbeaten this season, which is really good. If we could beat them here, it would mean with a game in hand we could go 7 points clear of them. Looking at the actual league table, lots of teams slipping up against one another. It's kind of been bizarre in terms of, you look at Bromley, who are kind of in 4th. They've drawn 5, won 4 and lost 2. They've dropped a hell of a lot of points. They've dropped 16 points in their first 11 games, which, but essentially they've got 2 points a game, or even less than that, because of all the draws. Because this is happening across the league table, it actually means that already after 10 games, we find ourselves potentially able to create some real breathing room here if we can win this game. Of course, last game we did absolutely wallop, I think it was Maidenhead 5-1. It'd be nice if we could continue that kind of fine form so far with live comms this year, but obviously we're unbeaten in the league with 9 wins and 1 draw. The draw, of course, came against Basingstoke in our first live comm. This is going to be tricky, though. We have got a few players tied because of the FA Cup, so we'll see how we get on here. And that was a real chance immediately for Sutton United. We got it clear in the end, but that was not convincing. I must admit, some of the fixtures we've had so far this season have been fairly easy in terms of we've not played loads of the top teams, so this is going to be one of our first real tests. Of course, Maidenhead, who we beat before, were quite high in the table. However, they have dropped off since. But Neven here, back post, Cole is there, take a bow, 1-0, somewhat against the run of play, but I am not going to complain one little bit. Sam Cole arriving late at the back post, Neven with a fine assist. That is his 6th assist of the season, which is pretty darn impressive for a striker, really able to pick out a nice pass there, and Cole just arriving at the back post. Bedwell in goal was unable to deal with it, and that is very, very good. Now, oh gosh, Clough is through. Can we defend this? No, we cannot. Sutton United bounce straight back. Charlie Clough, or Clough, I don't know. He gets the goal. It's not good. I'm not happy. That guy has one hell of a name at centre-back for them. But let's focus on that goal. That was a nice goal by them, and that's actually been coming. You look at the stats, they've been the better team. But on the attack here, Lewis Cole. Oh, we couldn't quite direct it goalwards. The ball was in their 6-yard box. I think the defender got a big block there. That's a shame. A real shame. But 1-1 it's going to be at the break. Not necessarily the worst thing in the world. I'd really like to be able to extend our unbeaten run. And we are playing against Sutton. As I mentioned, they're second in the league. They're playing very, very good football. They want to make things difficult for us. And this is going to be hard. But let's see if we can step things up in the second half. They've been the better team, so to be 1-1 is kind of fortunate, but we have some very clinical players in the final third, and I'm going to be looking for them to really step up and maybe take any opportunities that come our way, as Neven will find himself with a chance, and he will find himself with a goal, his 8th of the season. Ben Bacon with an incredible assist there. That was one hell of a pass through to him from a real deep position. Ben Bacon picking out the pass here. This was such a good pass by him. Incredible. Centre-back tries to meet it. Neven gambles, and the gamble pays off as the centre-back misses his header, and Neven will find us the goal, which makes it 2-1 in our favour, which is very, very decent, if I might say so myself. And there's not too long left, 25 minutes left. You still have to say Sutton have been playing better, but they've not created a lot of chances for all the dominance they've had, although Bignell's got a chance here. What a save by Mullen in goal. That was incredible. Denying the 1-on-1 goal-scoring opportunity. And then we win a foul and we clear and we go on again. If we could get another goal here, that would be great. If we could extend our goal advantage to 2, that would be superb. We are carrying the ball forward nicely. A Robinson with some space to run into. Tries to get in the early ball. There's some confusion. Some lower league FM defending at its finest there. Wow, that was bizarre. Ball whipped in. Stone kind of controls it, then decides to leave it for the keeper, who decides to charge 8 yards out. Neven says, "Thank you very much." Makes it 3-1. His 2nd of the game. He's been in superb form for us here. Matthew Lewis is struggling a little bit. He has been out of an injury, so we're going to bring on Jack Rohurst there. Ben Bacon also looking a little bit tired in the middle, so I'm actually going to bring on Daryl Farmer, who's a youngster I signed when I went out and bought a few regens at the end of last year. He actually got 3 goals against Slough in the FA Cup qualifier, so hopefully he can stand firm and maybe, you know, continue the form that he showed in my previous game, playing in centre mid for us. However, Sutton United do have a set piece here for us to deal with. They've got a few men in the box. Ball's going to fall there. Cleared away partially. Can we deal with the second ball? We can. But Wellard collects and there's options to his right. Gibbs, can we defend for our lives here? Talak with a flying tackle. Hayesman smashes it over. Apparently the Sutton United fans are leaving already, according to the commentator. They've had enough. Still time, though, really, for them to come back into it. I don't want to get too carried away here, as they are on the attack here. It's 3-1. But Talak, what a tackle. An absolute rock there. Winning that ball. And actually, let's switch to our more conservative tactic and just go a little bit more defensive. 10 minutes left, we'll play on the counter, we'll try and get the ball up, try and exploit defensive weaknesses, but we don't need to gamble too much here. We can afford to sit a little bit deeper, let them have the ball and then look to really hit them on the break quick and maybe grab a fourth, but primarily keep our one goal conceded intact, as Bignell will score for them to make it 3-2. Nicholas Bignell, I have a feeling he played for Reading. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he played for Reading, maybe last year. Certainly he has played for Reading at some point, so I'm kind of surprised to see him playing for Sutton United. I don't know if that's a real life transfer or if that's something they've done here. But anyway, at 3-2 we need to defend well, and they are piling on some pressure. Ball comes in, Talak heads away, but it's only partially cleared as Sparks will pick the ball up. Hayesman with some space. Jeffrey scores for them. Somewhat disappointing. I'm going to switch back to... I almost want to go to our more attacking tactic and really go at them and try and see if we can get something. Let's go for it. I'm taking a gamble here. Having turtled for so long, I'm going to tell our players that I want them to go and try and get a late goal. We're going to really try and push some men higher up. Maybe try and catch Sutton out a little bit. They might not be expecting it, as Rohurst has a chance here. Options in the centre. He shoots. What a finish! Jack Rohurst with his second goal of the season to make it 4-3. Pardon me for going back to our standard tactic, but what a finish this was. Can we get a replay, please, in 3D? Let's do it. I want to see this. How did he finish this? Oh, what a goal. Chips the keeper. Superb play by him. And that makes it 4-3, and the time is ticking away. We are about to get an amazing win, 4-3 to Lewis. What a finish by Jack Rohurst, the sub. Came on off the bench and even really contributing a lot there. And that win sees us go very far clear at the top of the table. We are 7 points ahead of Sutton. Having and Waterlooville have played the same amount of games as us and are 9 points behind. But what a win that is for us. That is a huge result, particularly given the fact we did start to slip away. I am very happy with that indeed. So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you did, as always, smash the like button. It really does help me out. Let me know what you made of this livecom game. One hell of a memorable one, I think. Down in the comments, I always read them. Try and reply to as many comments as I can. Hopefully you're enjoying this series. 11 episodes in. Having a load of fun. This Vanarama South run we are on at the moment is superb, beyond my wildest expectations. I don't want to get too carried away and say can we go unbeaten, but there are 40 games in a league season. We're already past quarter of the way there. It'd be some feat if we could do it. You guys will have to stick around to see if we can do the impossible. But other than that, guys, that is going to wrap things up for today. Thank you so much for watching, as I already said. Hopefully I'll see you next time. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.